Right, welcome back to the channel. You're in the gazebo again. Right, I've got a clip-on mic today. I want to try that out because I do all my videos on my phone. It's the Huawei P30 Pro, and I'm happy with the picture and everything, but I wasn't too happy with the sound. It was just a bit too quiet, so I've managed to find a mic that I can plug straight into the phone, and which is this one here. So I thought I'd just let you know that, because I know a few of you have said sounds a bit quiet, and I have upped it on my editing software, but we thought we'd give this a go. It's a 6 meter cable, so it's got a good length on it. I think it's about 34 quid. Right, well, I've had this McCULLOCH hedge trimmer come in. It's a family member's. It hasn't been used for a good few years now, so they're trying to get it back in action again. I haven't done nothing to it yet. I've just tried priming it, and there's actually a hole in the primer, so I did actually order a new primer set for it, primer bulb, and it's come with some new pipes and filters. So yeah, so I even tried starting it, so no point trying to with that. But what we might do is we might quickly take the plug out and put a bit of squirt down it and see if it at least fires up, and if it does, we know it's worth doing, but I can't see it being a problem with this. So let's take a look in there. Right then, what I'm going to do first is just take this guard off. It's only a couple of screws. So what we've got in there, so it's a T25 bit. So we'll just take that guard off. The plug's in there. In fact, I'm gonna take this outer casing off as well, get that out of the way. I want the small. I think we're going to need these. Hex. That's the kiddie. Got one there. 2, 3, and that just lifts that out. We can't actually fire it without that on, because the pull cord assembly is actually built into that bit there, so we'll just take the plug out and all that first. What's the fuel wires like? Right then, let's get the old plug socket, and that one's actually a 10mm CRV. So we'll just crack that open. Let's get this plug out. Oh, that's a bit tight. Can't see much there with that handle there, can you? Right, you can see that it don't look too bad. It's a bit wet around the threads there. Actually smells like paraffin on there. So I'll give that a clean as well. I'm going to put the recoil back on now, and we'll give that a few pulls over, and we'll put a bit of squirt in it to see if it at least fires up, and if it does, we know it's worth going ahead. And so let's drop that back down there. Right, that's that back up. I've got a bit of spray there. I'm just going to give it a couple of pulls first. Just to clear that out, make sure there's nothing in there. Put it on choke. So stop down, so power's up. Just going to give that a bit of a squirt. I put the plug in. What a boy, eh? Yeah, that's what, with that cover on, it's so hard to be messing about with that. Right, so we've got the plug in. Let's get that on. Let's give it a quick fire. I'm happy with that. Let's get it done. Right, so I'm going to whip these back out again with this cover. And we'll give all that a clean up when we come to put it back together. So I've never actually took one of these primer bulbs out of these before, so it's all new to me. I'm not sure, by looking at the old one, the new one, sorry. They obviously got little clips on there that need squeezing in, so I think we do need to separate this cowling here, which is, that's obviously the screws for the handle, because I don't think we'll be able to just prise that out. Yeah, I think we're going to have to take this apart. So there's one Phillips screw there. Right, before I actually do take all this apart, I do want to just see if we can pull it out, because it is a bit wobbly in there. So what I've got is a flat bladed screwdriver end. I'll just see if we can prise it. See if we can prise it out. Oh, yes, look, there we go. There we go. Right, get a bit of tissue on this job. Let's save a lot of messing about this, having to take all that apart. Let's give them a bit of a clean up. Right, that carburetor pipe's come off, so that went on the top. We need to remember which way. Right, so let's just see where that breather pipe. No, that's actually not connected. That's just a breather then, yeah. There we go. Yeah, you can see that's well and truly added that primer bulb. Just happens. They perish after a while. So that's naff. Just got a plane going over at the minute, so you might not hear me for a second. Right then, so we need to put that back through there, making sure. Sorry, I can't show you much here because it's just so fiddly. That's the fuel. That's the top, so that one's twisting that way because it wants to be going around that way. And and the fuel wants to be coming on the top part of the primer. Make sure that's seated right in, that's where it is. Right, and then we've just got to clip that back in. That's it. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's a bit dark in here, sorry about the lighting. But that's pumping lovely now. Right. Now, just wait for that plane a minute. I don't think I'm going to take the carb off. I think I'm going to give it a shot with some bit of a petrol 2-stroke mix in it and see how we go for there, because the tank's actually bone dry, so I don't know if it was run dry before it was stored or they emptied the tank before it was stored. So hopefully there's not going to be no carburetor issues on this. So if there is, it's going to take 10 minutes to whip the carb off. There's a possibility it has been stored correctly, so we're going to mix up some fuel and 2-stroke and we'll get it fired up. Right, we've got our fuel mix, so I'm just going to take this off. Yeah, I don't know, you can't see in there, but it's actually a lot of new in that tank. Filter looks good, so we're just going to put a bit of this in. Right, we've got the fuel in, so we'll give it a few primes, see if we get any fuel come through. There we go, it's coming through already. 2, that's lovely, that, look at that. Just check for any leaks. Well, we don't seem to be leaking anywhere, so we'll get the old recoil back on. We'll give that a wipe over first. I'll get that out of the way. We'll get this back, get them screws out of there. I'm just going to clean all that old gunk off of there. That's just all wet grease, so you don't even need no squirt. That's pulling all nice as it should. So we'll drop them back in the homes. We'll sit that back on there like that. Change that for, what bit was it? That bit, wasn't it? I don't want to go too mad with them. Right, we've got that. I won't put that shield on yet because I want to make sure it's running before we put it fully back together. I'll just sit that cover on, we don't need that on. So we've got the choke on, plugs in. Let's get you over here. Right then, so we're on. We'll give it 3 primes. Primer bowl's full. Choke on, and we'll give it a pull. So when it fired, then did you hear that the first pull? Once you do that, you just want to flick it on half choke. sounds lovely. I'm happy with that. So yeah, I'm well happy with that. So yeah, it just shows you don't need to always take the carb off. If things have been put away correctly over the winter, it just shows you a bit of fresh fuel. Come to springtime when you need it, summertime, it'll fire straight up. But you can see these are going to need a bit of oil in these. That's how long it ain't been used. They've actually started sitting there, starting rusting together, the blades. So I'm just going to give it a quick overhaul, and I'll come back to you in a minute. Right, so I'm just going to get this little safety shield back on. T25 again, these are. And you don't really want to be using the impact driver when you're nipping them right up. Use it to wind it in, but once you get in, I would recommend using your ratchet when I can find it's on there, isn't it? Just do this by hand because you don't want to crack the plastic on this, so it ain't got to be too tight, it's just got to be and tight, so you don't want to crack the plastic. That's done lovely. So yeah, that's another one done, and that goes there. So we've saved that from the scrap pile. Right, so that's all that all back together now. Cleaned all it up. It's looking a lot better than it was before it come in. I've oiled the blades. I think we should give it one more little go, don't you? Come on. So switch on. I've got the choke on. Wonderful. Right, so I'll give you a quick little look round it. So it's the McCULLOCH Virginia. Well, as you can see, it's not done a lot of work at all. It's the McCULLOCH MH542P. And there we go. Right then, so we're going to leave that there for this little episode. Let us know what you think to the sound quality on this mic, if it's any better than just using the face. It's got to be better, but just give us a bit of feedback on that, and we'll leave that there. Ring that little bell notification to be notified when we're going to be putting the next video up, and until then, we'll see you next time.